What's up, guys? I am talking about my new comic book day pickups coming up next. What's up, comic book fans? My name is Bruce Monroe and welcome to the channel and welcome to another episode of Comic Book Reviews, my weekly series where I bring you my thoughts and my reviews of the comic books that I picked up at my local comic book shop, and this week was February 5th, 2020, and man, what a good day it was. And not specifically for the books that I picked up. I actually met a subscriber to the channel at my local comic book shop, and that was definitely the highlight of my day. I'll have a picture that I'll put right here. His name was Nick, and he was a really cool dude. We only got to talk for a few minutes, but he lives on Long Island. I live on Long Island. We actually met at Midtown Comics on their their Times Square location, and it was just a really cool meeting because he was like, "Hey, are you Bruce?" And I was like, "I am Bruce. How do you know me?" He's like, "I subscribe to your YouTube channel." I was like, mind blown. So that really made my day. It was a really good start to my day. But yeah, then I picked up some comics, and let's talk about those first or next. But I think my favorite book was actually a book that I missed from last week. It was really good. We're going to talk about that first. But really, before we dive into the reviews, I want you guys to take a second and think about this. If you guys are not subscribed to the channel, get yourself subscribed. And also, hit that bell notification so that way you guys are notified each time I upload new content. And also, every time when Stephanie and I go live on Comics and Beer, every single Friday at 10 p.m. Eastern. It's a great live stream where Stephanie and I discuss the week of comic book news, and also we just drink some cold beers, and it's a really good time. You guys should really hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it, and it really helps the channel. All right, like I said in the intro, I want to talk about a book that came out last week first because it was just that good. I'm talking about Suicide Squad #2. This is written by Tom Taylor and art by Bruno Redondo. Tom Taylor's story in this is so freaking good. So good. The writing in this book is impeccable. It's so good that he is building a very character-driven story with tons and tons of characters, which is really hard to do, to make that many characters interesting, and he's doing an amazing job. He's also just killing off characters left and right, which is also a Tom Taylor thing to do, because if you didn't read Deceased, you should read Deceased, but Suicide Squad has been an amazing book so far. I think the way he's telling the story is epic. He started with this one little scene at the very beginning to make you think one thing, and then he tells you the lead up to how the team got to that, and it was like totally different, crazy, really good. And Bruno, right? I just want to say his name right. Yeah, Bruno Redondo. His art is absolutely, oh that glare, stunning. I mean, see if I can find one more page. Yes. Finn and King Shark. I think the character's name is Finn, but he's like a merman, and King Shark, I don't know, they hate each other because King Shark ate his brother. I don't know. There's so much good stuff happening in this book. I highly suggest you guys pick this book up. This is definitely a 9.5 out of 10. It is a home run of a superhero comic book. If you're at all interested in Suicide Squad, pick up this book. This is epic. Really good stuff. Tom Taylor, you're killing it, man. All right, so that was last week. This is this week. First up, and this is definitely my pick of the week, it is Batman #88. This is written by James Tynion IV, art by Guillem March, and colors by Tomeu Morey. I think it's Morey. Excellent story. Lots of intrigue, lots of plot development in this book. I loved what he did with Catwoman and the Riddler in this. Awesome stuff. Some really good stuff at the very end of the book with Penguin and Deathstroke. Really good. I love the mystery of the plot in this character called the Designer. I think he's been in the universe before. I'm not 100% sure. I should have probably looked it up before I recorded this video, but I didn't because I'm kind of in a rush. But this was so good. The only complaint is Guillem March's art. Sometimes it looks great, Other times it looks not so great. And I just wish he had a consistent look throughout the whole entire book. But there's just some characters that I think that look different from panel to panel. And that's just, in my opinion, not great for the overall storytelling of the book. But overall, a great issue. This, like, people who were worried about Batman or James Tynion's run on Batman after issue 1, I think your worries are gone. This is such a good book. James Tynion, thank you. Thank you for picking up where Tom King left off. You're definitely telling your own story. It's much different. It's much faster paced than what Tom did, but your storytelling is impeccable. I absolutely love it. Highly suggest picking this book up. This is a 9 out of 10. Great stuff. And again, the Catwoman and Batman stuff, epic. Well, I should say Catwoman and the designer stuff. Really, really, really good book. All right, next up we have Justice League number 40. This starts the new run with a new creative team of writer Robert Venditti, art by Doug Mahnke and Jamie Mendoza, and colors by David Barron. Overall, this was a okay story. It seemed to move pretty quickly. There wasn't a lot of intrigue, much mystery. It was kind of just like the story was kind of fed to us. The way that those first 2 books by Tom Taylor and James Tynion, there was mystery, there was intrigue, it left you wondering. At the end of this book, you know pretty much exactly what's going on. Excuse me, exactly what's going on. And that's not an exciting comic book to me. This is kind of going back to the old ways of Justice League storytelling, which is not a good thing for the Justice League. You need to build mystery, you need to build intrigue, you need to not be shown the villain in the first issue, which maybe what they showed in here was not the main villain, which, spoiler, is the Eradicator. There's maybe more into it. The art by Doug Mahnke was okay. The jumping back and forth between Jamie and Doug was a little messy, I would say, at times. I don't like the way they drew the Flash. The way he vibrates, I guess. I do love Doug Mahnke, but yeah, I'm trying to find a page. I don't know. Let's see. Like right there. I don't know. Does he have to be so blurry? Like, I don't know. I don't know, guys. It's just, overall, it was an okay story. I wish there was more to it, more intrigue and more mystery. That's my one complaint. I would give this a 6.5 out of 10. It didn't leave enough of me wanting. I'm kind of like, now I'm kind of on the fence of I'm going to continue picking up Justice League because it wasn't that engaging, which is disappointing. All right, up next we have Lois Lane number 8. This is written by Greg Rucka, art by Mike Perkins, and colors by Gabe Eltaeb. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. But again, Lois Lane just continues to be a solid 7.5. It has been pretty much that since the start. There has maybe been an issue where I rated it an 8. I'm not 100% sure. I can't remember all the way back to issue 1. But it's just a solid book with great character development of Lois Lane. Like, we know who Lois is. We know she's a reporter and she goes out and reports things. But Greg Rucka is just doing such a great job of like really showcasing her doing her investigative reporting. And there's also Renee Montoya, the female question, helping her along, and she's just a badass. And I love how she talks to Superman when she knows he can hear from anywhere around the world. And so she's in the shit, and you think she would want him there, and she's just like, nope, I got this, babe. Don't even worry about it. You keep saving the people you're saving. Don't worry about me. And that is just awesome. And I just love all the humanizing elements of this story are what make this intriguing to me. It makes this just a really enjoying book that it's about a human inside of a world of superheroes. And it's told very well. And there is lots of mystery. There's lots of intrigue. There's so much to like about this book. The only negative about this book is Mike Perkins' art. It's good. It's just not my favorite. That's all I'm going to say. My only criticism, man, I gotta fix this glare, is that I just don't love his art. It's not bad. It's just I don't love it. But yeah, 7.5 out of 10. Really enjoyable book. Is this a great jumping in point? It is not a great jumping in point because it's a number 8 issue out of a 12 issue maxi series. So I would wait for this to come out in trade, but once it does, I would highly suggest picking this up. It's really, really good. All right, guys, up next we have Young Justice number 13. This is written by Brian Michael Bendis and Dave Walker. Art by John Timms, Michael Oemin, and Mike Grell, and colors by Gabe Eltaeb. Definitely pronouncing those last few names wrong, and I apologize. Don't mean to butcher names. But this was a so-so issue. You could definitely tell it was written by 2 people. The story, I was really hoping this Warlord and Superboy story was going to be really interesting. It was, I don't know. It was lame. I'm just going to call it lame. Wasn't engaging. It didn't build up any character development for Superboy at all. And those are the moments where he's stuck on a planet after just being lost on a planet for a long time and then getting reunited with his team and then getting pulled away again. You would want some kind of emotional character building moment. Didn't get it. It was definitely a disappointment. What was happening with the rest of the team? Again, nothing all that exciting. Some banter back and forth. Tim Drake wanting a plan. The other team going, really? We need a plan? Let's just go in. We've done this before. It was silly, silly writing. And the artwork between the 3 artists did not work for me. I don't like when they jump around a lot like that. Unless it's... The way they did it in Tom King's Batman run was amazing. Because they were jumping back and forth between time. And it worked really well. This was not. This was just... I think they were behind on books and they needed to get caught up, and that's how they did it. And I didn't enjoy it. Maybe they planned it out like this to have 3 artists on it. Didn't work for me. I did not like any of the art except for John Timms. John Timms' art continues to be really solid on this book, but overall this book is a 5, I would say, out of 10. I would not suggest picking this book up. It's sad because I really enjoy Young Justice and it probably is going to get better. But as of right now, it's not. This issue was not very great. The previous 2 issues were decent. This is just not a good issue. So I can't suggest you guys pick this up. And it's not a good jumping in point because it is issue 13. It's in the middle of a story arc. So I can't suggest you guys jump in now either. So yeah, kind of a dud this week. Sorry, guys. All right, guys, we have my first Marvel book of the week. It is Daredevil number 17. This is written by Chip Zdarsky, art by Jorge Fornes, and colors by Nolan Woodard. And this continues just to be a great read. It's definitely one of the strongest books at Marvel right now, in my opinion, or that Marvel is putting out. And it's just Chip telling an amazing story. He's playing the long game. He's telling a story that you do really have to read all of these issues to really enjoy, because he did a lot of character development on Daredevil throughout all these issues, and it's really a good story. What he's doing with the Kingpin, what the world that he's putting the Kingpin into now is so intriguing, and how that is affecting Daredevil is so great. Yeah, Chip is telling such an amazing story. Jorge Fornes' art is awesome throughout the whole entire issue. Jorge Fornes really just his colors or his line work is so good. Oh man, I gotta fix the glare. There we go. Yeah, it's just beautiful. His line work is awesome, and the colors by Nolan Woodard is just great. Highly suggest you guys pick up this book. I would give this an 8 out of 10. It's super, super solid. Is it a good jumping in point? It is not a good jumping in point, sadly, because it is issue 17. Like I said, you really should read all 17 issues to really enjoy this book, so maybe wait for this in trade. That's really it. Alright guys, up next we have Doctor Doom number 5. This is written by Christopher Cantwell, art by Salvador Larroca, and colors by Guru-eFX. And overall, this was kind of a letdown issue for me. I've been really hoping this Doom run was kind of going to take the storytelling that's happened around Doom over the last few years and really build off that. He was kind of on a redemption arc. After he destroyed the multiverse, and then Reed Richards built it back up and gave Doom a new face and a new outlook on life. I really, really hope they were going to build off that. He wasn't perfect, but he was doing good things, and it was interesting what he was doing. This puts Doom right back into the position that he was, just being a bastard overlord, thinking he is the best of the best. No one's better than Doom. That's been told for so long. It's not interesting, and this is not interesting. There were some cool moments with Silver Sable and Blue Marvel and Herbie the robot, Fantastic Four character, which is really funny. Yeah, it didn't do it for me at all. And Kang's part in this, I have no idea what's going on with that. Maybe it's gonna have something cool is gonna happen from that. I don't know. This is like a 5.5 out of 10 for me. It really wasn't that enjoyable. The Salvador Larroca's art was beautiful. That was really good. I mean, I really enjoy Salvador Larroca. His art is gorgeous. So that was the saving grace. This was a beautiful book to look at as I read the book. But again, overall, this really wasn't that good. It's not a good jumping in point because this is issue 5. And it's not a good story. I'm sorry. I really don't enjoy this book at all. So can't recommend it, and let's move on to the next book. Alright, next up is my last Marvel book of the week, and this is X-Men Fantastic Four #1. This is written by Chip Zdarsky, art by Terry Dodson, and colors by Rachel Dodson, which are a husband-wife duo, which is really cool. But overall, I was really hoping for this story to be a lot more interesting than what we got from Chip Zdarsky. Being Chip, I was really hoping for something a little more intriguing, a little more mystery, a little more something. And what we got was just the mutants, Xavier and Magneto and, Wolverine and Jubilee, Kitty Pryde coming to New York to get Franklin Richards from the Fantastic Four, and the Fantastic Four being like, no, and then Sue starting a fight, because why would you start a fight? Why couldn't they just sit down and actually talk it out? They are a bunch of super smart people. And then Franklin runs away with Kitty, and then Johnny Storm catches up, and then there's a big fight in Central Park, and they destroy a lot of stuff. They would know better than that. They're heroes. They're not villains. They're not there to destroy and throw cars and stuff. That's exactly what happened. It was just mindless violence, and I don't enjoy that. I mean, I do, because I read superhero books, but this could have been a really interesting story, and right now, it is just a superhero story. It is smash and bang, and I don't know. That doesn't do it for me anymore. I need more, and this didn't give it to me. It is only a 4-issue miniseries, so I am probably going to pick up all 4 issues, but issue #1 definitely let me down. Is this a good jumping in point? Yes, this is a great jumping in point because this is the first issue of the book. I would give this again a 5 out of 10. Pick it up at your own risk. That's all I can say. Because again, I just really didn't enjoy it. I'm sorry, guys. Alright guys, last book of the week was a really fun one, and it is The Man Who Fucked Up Time, #1. This is written by John Layman, art by Carrie Mostert, and colors by Dee Cunniffe. Butchered those names. I apologize. The names are on screen so that way you guys can read them yourself. But this was a really fun book. It was really well written. Definitely, the story is kind of like, you know what it is. This kid jumps in a time machine and fucks up time. So it's there, but it's told really well. There's definitely a lot of mystery of like, with what is messed up. By the end of the book, you're like, wait, what? How did that happen? Especially because you see what the main character does to mess up time. You don't really think it's going to be that bad, but oh my god, it is insane. I mean, just check out the cover. You pretty much meet all these characters in the first issue, and it is crazy. Again, John Layman's storytelling is really, really good. And in the back of the book, you actually learn that he is a Harvey Award, multi-Eisner winning, and New York Times best-selling writer for the comedy series Chew, which I know of that series, but I haven't read it myself. But he is a well-known writer. And they have a artist from South America who has kind of like a Frank Quitely-esque look. It was really beautiful. I don't want to ruin too much by showing too much. This is just the first 2 pages. But again, it was really, really fun. I can highly suggest this book because it was really good. It's a first issue, so it's a great jumping in point. I'm not sure how many issues this is going to be Probably a 6-issue run is my guess. It could be longer, but normally these indie comics usually go for at least 5 to 6. So that's my guess. But yeah, definitely pick this book up. It was really, really fun. Alright guys, that's going to do it for the week. Overall, it was a so-so week. We had some highs, we had some lows, but let me know what you guys thought. Did you guys pick up the same books that I did? Do you guys agree with my thoughts? If not, what do? Go down, leave a comment down below. I would love to hear what you guys think about the books that either I picked up or that you picked up. Also, if you guys have 2 more seconds, that's all I ask. Go down and hit that like button. I really, really appreciate it because it helps out the channel greatly. And yeah, that's going to do it for this week, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.